The internet is full of productivity hacks, promising to change your life, but you've probably realized by now that lots of them do nothing. Today, we're ranking common productivity hacks from total myths to game changers. Starting off with something boring everyone knows, but most people still sabotage: sleep. This is honestly the foundation for everything on this list. Neglect this, and everything else I'm going to talk about starts falling apart. If you want to be firing at 100%, you gotta nail this. If you want low mood, low energy, zero motivation, go ahead and neglect this. Easy game changer. Waking up early. Wake up at 5 every day. Congratulations! Should I mail you a medal? If you have no systems, waking up earlier doesn't turn you into Superman. Plenty of high performers wake up later. How much sleep you get matters way more than when you sleep. Waking up early can be helpful though, if it helps you get more morning sunlight and a more regular routine. But let's be honest here, if you're waking up early to scroll TikTok, what are you doing? Small boost. Regular routine. This is doing things more or less at the same time of day, depending on the day of the week. Maybe it's being one of those 5 a.m. gym psychos. Maybe it's planning your meals around your peak productive hours. Having structure to your time is extremely underrated. This gives your life structure, consistency, and direction, as opposed to every day being a giant chaotic mess. Efficiency requires structure, not doing whatever feels good in the moment. High efficiency. No rest days. This is absolute peak efficiency, if we were machines. But we're not even close. As mortal humans, our energy, focus, and discipline are limited. Push yourself too hard, and eventually your body pushes back. It's better to work at full efficiency 5 days a week than at half efficiency 7 days a week. You'll actually get more done while hating yourself less. It's almost like weekends exist for a reason. There's absolutely some psychos out there grinding 60 plus hours a week and talking about it like it's a badge of honor. For the rest of us mortals, no rest days is just a dangerous misconception. Myth. Caffeine timing. First thing in the morning should be coffee, right? Wrong. It's usually better to delay your coffee by an hour after waking, which allows your natural cortisol spike to calm down. This can help reduce the afternoon crash for some people. Also, caffeine has a half-life of about 5 hours. This means 2 cups at 1 p.m. can feel like having half a cup at 11 p.m. And people wonder why they can't fall asleep. Timing your caffeine to boost your performance without cooking your sleep, high efficiency. Priority sequencing. You timed your coffee. What about your tasks? It's generally best to front load your day with the most important or stressful tasks. This means you take on the big stuff when your energy, focus, and willpower are highest. Of course, everyone is different. Some people peak later in the day, but the principle remains the same. Do the hardest work when you're feeling the best, and save the easy stuff for later. High efficiency. Blue light glasses. Blue light can suppress your body's melatonin production. Blue light glasses are designed to filter out blue light from artificial sources like screens. The idea is that wearing them an hour or two before bed can improve your sleep. Sounds useful, right? Not so fast. The evidence is limited, and if you're lying in bed doom scrolling TikTok till 2 a.m., they probably aren't saving you. Small boost. Magnesium. Without getting too sciencey, magnesium helps your body relax, and the evidence for taking magnesium before bed is stronger than the evidence for blue light glasses. Don't get overexcited though. It's a minor effect, not a magic sleep pill. Also, the type of magnesium matters. Magnesium bisglycinate, oh, what a tricky word to pronounce, is generally preferred over magnesium oxide because it absorbs better. Honestly, for sleep, magnesium oxide is trash. Of course, do your own research first, especially if you have health issues or take medication. Small boost. Phone on silent. You can't reach for your phone whenever it goes off if it never goes off. This eliminates distractions from notification sounds or buzzing, but this doesn't eliminate you reaching because 10 minutes since the last reel is too long. Not totally useless, but not really moving the needle too much. Small boost. Phone out of sight. This actually moves the needle. Removing the constant visual reminder makes you think less about your phone. If your phone is in another room, watching another reel requires you to actually get off your ass. In other words, it requires real effort, like moving your finger and tapping the like and subscribe buttons. And let's be completely honest here. Who the hell watching this actually enjoys putting in effort? Anyways, if you're not constantly thinking about your phone, you can actually think about whatever task you're working on. This is a high ROI move. That takes almost zero effort. Highly efficient. Cold showers. Cold showers are intentionally uncomfortable. Your body is suffering and you want it to be over with as soon as possible. This is the opposite of most pleasurable activities like scrolling or video games. It can train your discomfort tolerance, and it definitely feels like a W. But let's not be delusional. You're not going to be Superman after stepping out of the tub. Almost mix it in small boost, but the effect is so minor. I'll just put this in myth. Dopamine detox. This is temporarily purging all artificial high dopamine activities, like scrolling, video games, junk food, or brain rot. The idea is that low dopamine productive activities will feel less boring, which increases your productivity. This can work, but is overly strict and requires a lifestyle change to maintain. I don't know about you, but living in this high-tech world, I'm keeping my high dopamine activities in moderation. Some people swear by this, and I'm sure it works wonders for them, but for most people, it's better to just cut the absolute worst vices instead of living like a monk. Small boost. Whiteboard. Great tool for planning. Having a highly visible list of goals with detailed plans can absolutely steer you in the right direction. That visual reminder is like your phone in the corner of your eye, except this is a productivity boost, not a productivity drain. That said, planning without action is still not getting much done. Whiteboards don't do the work for you, but it can make it easier once you get started. Small boost. Journaling. This is a more in-depth but less visible version of the whiteboard. That depth actually matters. Because you aren't constrained by physical space, you can write down more complete, detailed thoughts instead of large fonts, arrows, and symbols. Sometimes you can have a brilliant idea and then completely forget it the next day because you didn't write it down. This isn't a game changer by any means, because even deep planning still isn't a replacement for action. But this isn't just a small boost either, because of the level of depth journaling allows. High efficiency. Action first, optimize later. You're actually getting work done. It might not be perfect at first, but often the best teacher is experience. Yeah, there's probably 1,000 better ways to do whatever you're doing, but at least you're learning by doing instead of overthinking everything while getting nothing done. Look at this channel. My first video was not the best. Zero visuals, suboptimal thumbnail, and I rambled on too long for a lot of the icons. Honestly, this video is probably far from perfect too. But instead of trying to come up with the first perfect video, I just uploaded it anyways. Through my analytics, I learned what worked and what didn't. Every video I learned from the previous ones, and through iteration and optimization, something gets improved. I hope. I could be wrong though. Drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. High efficiency. Meal prep. This is pretty basic. Why cook the same meal 5 times when you can just do it once? I get it. Food can taste better if you cook it fresh. But who here watching actually looks forward to cooking and cleaning every day? By not having to cook all the time, you free up energy, time, and schedule flexibility for the things that actually matter. It's boring, but it works. High efficiency. Nutrition. I don't understand how people take this one for granted. People try all these little tricks or shortcuts like cold showers at 5 a.m., then turn around and fuel themselves with absolute garbage. Then they complain about being constantly tired, unmotivated, and useless after lunch. Poor nutrition is like living life on hard mode. Low energy, low mood, low motivation, low productivity. The good news is that proper nutrition can be easy to implement once you know what to do. The difficult part is discipline and consistency. And if you made it this far in the video, you probably have some discipline. So if your nutrition isn't currently dialed in, this might be one of the easier changes for you, with a massive ROI. Game changer. Standing desk. This is another one of those tricks that sounds more useful than it actually is. This has more health benefits than productivity benefits. Yeah, it's great for your posture and you burn a few extra calories per hour standing. But if you're playing video games, your productivity is the same whether you're sitting or standing. A fat zero. Myth. Exercise. Just like nutrition, exercise is another crucial lever that people take for granted. Unless your entire life is work, I don't have time actually means it's not a priority. Because if something is a priority, you make time for it. It's up to you whether that priority is building a strong body that gives you the energy to get stuff done, or another 5 hours of video games. The best part of exercise is that it actually doesn't take as much time as you think. An hour at the gym 3 times a week, plus a short walk a few times a week, that's more than enough for most people. People put a ton of effort into optimizing how they invest their money, but somehow refuse to invest a few hours a week into their own body. Your body is the one investment you're stuck with for life. Game changer. Ending off with mindset. As you probably already know, a winning mindset sets you up for success, while a losing mindset sets you up for failure. How do you develop a winning mindset though? It goes beyond just thinking positively. It requires planning, competence, and the discipline to stay consistent when things get rough. It requires believing you can achieve reasonable goals instead of falling into doomerism and self-doubt. One of my current goals is to lose weight. So 3 months ago, I started counting calories. I've lost 20 pounds while maintaining almost all my muscle mass and plan to lose another 10. I'm not gonna lie, cutting sucks, but the quality of life upgrade from getting lean and not being chopped is way more important to me than stuffing my face on wing night. I have the motivation. I have the plan. Calorie deficit. Train hard. Repeat. That's the mission. There's no negotiating. There's no compromising. I can make excuses like, I deserve cheat days every weekend and fail, or I can commit to the mission and succeed. A proper mindset isn't motivational quote cope. It's picking your priorities, making a plan, having the will to see it through, and actually believing you can pull it off. It's not easy, but it's simple. Game changer. What do you notice about the items in this tier list? Go ahead and pause the video if you don't want the answer. Alright, ready? The most important items are the most boring, intuitive, and basic. These aren't tricks or shortcuts. They're foundational building blocks. If any are neglected, lower ones start falling apart. Let's keep it real here. Most people neglect at least one, if not multiple of them. The more gimmicky ones like cold showers, standing desks, or blue light glasses are way lower. So before you place too much weight on some clever sounding trick or shortcut, ask yourself, are my fundamentals even taken care of? That's all I got for now. Let me know what you need to lock in on below. If you found value or learned something interesting, hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps me out a ton and keeps these coming. If you didn't, leave me feedback on what you'd like to see moving forward. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope you 10x your money.